All right, go ahead.
Adam, it seems like I know we've asked about Patrick Peterson helping players before, but it just seems like he's had an impact even on the receivers and offensive players. I mean, what do you notice from him in terms of his just impact on a whole team for a player who has so much experience like he has?
He's a good football player, and anybody can learn from good football players. He does a nice job of communicating. He's seen a lot of football, so he can tell the young guys what he saw here and how he read a play or things like that. So I think he's been impactful with all levels of the defense.
Do you feel like there's guys, quarterbacks, who made this roster specifically from having that veteran presence and leadership and just learning from him that maybe they wouldn't have last year if they were in different circumstances, considering they lacked that last year?
Maybe everything helps. Patrick has done a great job of helping those guys. So is Breezy. So I think that doesn't hurt.
You guys call him Breezy?
He calls himself Breezy, so might as well do it.
Where's Chris Boyd made the biggest jump? I feel like he started in one place at training camp and finished in a much different place here.
I think he is more consistent with his technique day in and day out. I think that could, at times last year, get a little lackadaisical at times, but I think he's locked in. I think Carl's done a good job of staying on him with every little bit of technique that we do. So I think he's in a good place, and I like his development over this camp.
Some of the young linebackers like Chazz, Surratt, and Troy Dye, where have you seen the biggest growth throughout training camp?
Again, consistency, number one. Those guys are really athletic guys that can run, and they're still getting used to playing in the box behind the line. Chaz did a little bit in college. Troy did a little bit more, but getting their eyes in the right spot so they can see what they need to see and react quickly instead of just thinking through it. I think early in camp, especially Chaz was thinking a lot, and that was having him play slow and not as aggressive as we needed to. And yesterday I thought we had a little scrimmage yesterday. He did a nice job of just cutting it loose and going to get the ball carrier and was confident in what he was doing.
Considering he hasn't played much linebacker just throughout, he's 2 years into college and makes the switch. Do you have to do like more of a crash course for guys like that when they get to this level if he's going to play that position?
Well, we have to teach him basically everything new again. The defense we play is not like North Carolina, and the offenses aren't like the ACC. So he's got to we got to get his eyes perfect, and that will allow him to use his strengths. And playing linebacker, half the battle is getting your eyes in the right spot.
When you're weighing players who are raw, but the athleticism is there, like how patient do you have to be when it comes to evaluating those guys and sort of their progress as they go along?
Well, I think you have to be patient with the young guys because it doesn't always happen right now. Sometimes it's year two, sometimes it's year three, but we also need to win now, so we value how good they are on special teams. And I think we kept a bunch of linebackers this year because they're the best special teams players, and we put an emphasis on that this year.
Talk about not thinking so much, and how long does it take for guys for it to become instinctual?
It depends on the guy. Anthony Barr, it was the first practice he was with us. Eric Kendricks was a little longer. It's just depending on the guy, where they're coming from, how much experience they have. So and you have to kind of teach those guys differently. Anthony came in here and covered routes like he's been a veteran doing it his whole career. And then Kendricks, we had to slow down because he was wanting to jump everything and make every play. But we showed him if he just stays in his responsibility that the plays are going to come to him. So there's a balance, and it just depends on where they come from.
With so many new people here this year coming in from free agency and stuff, like how do you felt like over the last couple of months that they've gelled and come together and to be ready for now the start of the season?
Yeah, I think as a defense we've come together a lot. Those guys they really like each other. Number one, they're talking and having a good time. And I think what's really helped this year is being able to meet in person, meet as a whole defense, as opposed to last year we had to just virtually meet. And some guys you didn't know what their face looked like really until we got here in training camp last year. So that's all been helpful for us.